Well, officials say the teacher is on administrative leave with pay pending an investigation and that it is inappropriate and unprofessional to use any racial slur. Superintendent Dr. Kathy Murphy says she believes it happened on Friday afternoon. Dr. Murphy told me that according to the principal, the teacher admitted using the N-word and apologized to the class. The superintendent says they hold teachers to a high standard and expect them to treat children with respect. And for now, she plans to investigate exactly what happened.
I understand that there may have been some music that was being played where that word was being repeatedly said on that music, and she walked into the room and used that term, the N-word, to say turn the N music off.
A precedent needs to be set and an example needs to be made that Hoover City Schools are not going to tolerate this kind of insolence from their teachers or administration.
And Ramel Williams and her daughter say they saw video of the comments but say it's been deleted. They were told the person who had the video was asked to delete it. The superintendent told me she doesn't know anything about that.
Well, it happened last Friday at Hoover High School. Just minutes ago, I spoke to the superintendent. She says the teacher is Teddy Butcher and that Butcher has admitted using the N-word and has apologized. That teacher on paid leave out of the classroom. But the families of the students who were in the room at the time are wanting answers. How will the school system respond now? 12th grader Diamond Levy was playing a song on her phone during a class project when she says the teacher used the N-word.
Turn that N song off. And I looked up because I was singing. I didn't think I heard it. I didn't think like maybe she didn't say that. So I looked up and I looked at Genesis and Genesis looked at me and was like, she said that.
Levy said she couldn't believe a teacher would use that language.
The only thing that came out of my mouth was, I can't believe she just said that.
It's a slur at this point. Like it's not just a word. It's not just a term. It's a racial slur that causes pain. It stings when it's said.
Shanita Morrow, Diamond's mom, says she works hard to keep her kids in Hoover schools.
Hoover City School is one of the greatest schools in Alabama, especially in this area.
But she says there must be consequences for a teacher using racist language to her daughter.
Especially as a parent that has to deal with my child having to been the recipient of the use of that word. That was extremely frustrating.
Superintendent Kathy Murphy is investigating and will decide what action, if any, to take against the teacher, Teddy Butcher.
That kind of language is not tolerated. It's not acceptable. As I said, it's inappropriate, unprofessional, and absolutely will not be tolerated.
There were a total of 5 students in the room when Butcher used that language. Dr. Murphy will sit down with those students and their families tomorrow morning. She hopes to make a decision about what to do with Butcher by the end of the week. Live in Hoover, Dan Odell, WBTM 13.
I would request your approval of the personnel report, which is the resignation of Teddy Butcher.
Superintendent Kathy Murphy spent the last several days investigating exactly what happened, talking to students, their families, and the teacher who used the N-word in the classroom last Friday.
The word was said, it was inappropriate. We addressed it with swiftness. I know that it comes as a disappointment to our students and to our community, and for that, you know, there is no excuse. We don't tolerate that.
Teddy Butcher, a teacher in the Hoover school system for 11 years, deciding to resign.
She made the very best choice for herself, and at the end of the day, I think she made the best decision for all.
Butcher admitted using the racial slur and apologized. She was on paid leave during the investigation. But this man, who identifies himself as a Hoover parent, is upset the teacher wasn't fired immediately.
It don't matter the context. She already admitted that she said it. She should have been fired like that. Ain't no investigation.
But Murphy says due process is important.
There's been no attempt on the part of the school district, certainly not on the part of the superintendent, to sweep anything on the rug. I think you all have seen me address all matters head on, whatever the issue might be.
Butcher's resignation effective immediately. The superintendent says she hopes to take what she calls a negative and harmful event and make the best out of it. For one, she's inviting students to be part of a superintendent's advisory council to keep the conversation going and try to prevent anything like this from happening again.